First of all, when we talk about whether cities should invest more in public transport, we must also consider the infrastructure challenges involved. Building and maintaining public transport system is not as simple as adding more buses or trains. It requires long-term planning, large budgets, and strong coordinations between different authorities. Moreover, public transport infrastructure such as railways, stations, and dedicated bus lanes takes years to complete. During construction, cities often face problems like traffic disruption, noise pollution, and inconvenience to residents. As a result, some people may feel frustrated and prefer using private vehicles instead, especially if the public transport system is not fully developed yet. In addition, older cities face space limitation. For example, expanding rail lines or building new stations in densely populated areas can be very challenging and expensive. Land acquisition, relocation of residents, and environmental concern all slow down the process. Therefore, without proper planning, investment in public transport may not immediately solve urban transport problems. However, despite these challenges, investing in infrastructure is still a necessary step. If cities focus on smart planning, paced development, and modern technology, these challenges can be reduced over time. In the long run, a well-built public transport system can support sustainable urban growth and improve the overall quality of life.
First, protecting the environment assists in lowering pollution that affects the environment. Once pollution is eliminated or reduced, this means that the atmosphere is clean, water is safe, and soil is healthy. This is a good aspect since pollutants can affect people, animals, and plants. Secondly, protecting the environment access is managing natural resources like forest, water, and minerals. Through proper resource management, we shall ensure that our coming generation still have enough resources to cater to the needs. Finally, protecting our environment access in maintaining ecological balance. Once plants and animals are preserved, like this result is maintaining ecological balance that ensure the nature is stable and sustainable.
Traffic congestion is a common problem, especially in big cities. It usually happens when there are too many vehicles on the road, particularly during rush hour. Many people prefer using their own cars because public transportation is not always convenient or reliable. As a result, the road become overcrowded. Traffic congestion causes a lot of problems such as wasting time, increasing fuel consumptions, and causing air pollution. It can also make people feel stressed and tired. To reduce traffic congestion, we need better public transportation and smarter traffic management, so people will rely less on private vehicles.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are tackling a fundamental question in urban planning. Should cities have priorities investment in public transport over infrastructure, for private pursuits, with urban population swelling globally? These choices define the reliability and suitability for our future cities. The core debate is about resource allocation and long-term vision. To start, I want to pose this to the panel. Do you fundamentally believe the age of the private versus as the primary mode of urban transport is over?
Absolutely. The age of the private vehicle dominance in cities must be over. The current model is simply unsustainable, as some will argue that cities must invest more in public transport, primarily due to the undeniable issues of traffic congestion and the severe environmental consequences private vehicles impose.
The priority should shift, but saying that the age of the private vehicle is over might be premature. We need public transport, yes, but we must first address the challenges. The shift must be backed by a strong analysis of economic and social equity and a realistic plan for the immense infrastructure challenges such as change demands.
Starting with your points, how does prioritizing public transport greatly serve the cities? Calculate.
Speak for themselves. A single bus can take dozens of cars off the road, and a single train carriage can take hundreds. The efficiency of space is incomparable. Investing in high-frequency, reliable public transport gives commuters a viable, faster alternative, immediately reducing the sheer volume of private cars that cause gridlock. This decongestion improves quality of life and saves billions in lost economic productivity.
Efficiency is clear. The benefit is only released if the public transport network is actually comprehensive. Many existing networks are designed for 9 to 5 hours, leaving large suburbs and shift workers underserved. For these groups, a private vehicle is a necessity for reliable access to work and service.
That's valid points, Asna. But could you elaborate on the second key benefit, the environment advantages of shifting investment away from cars?
The gains are critical. Public transport, especially when electrified, trains, trams, drastically lowers the per person carbon footprint compared to individual petrol or diesel vehicles. The traffic also means less idling, reducing local air and noise pollution. Cities investing in rail and bus networks are investing directly in cleaner air and meeting climate targets.
Those environment benefits. Cities must ensure they are investing in green public transport, not just more public transport. Continue to run diesel buses at low capacity in quiet hours doesn't achieve the necessary reductions. Their focus must be on modern, electric and highly efficient systems.
Establish a strong case for public transport based on efficiency and environment. Now let's pivot to the challenge that Asna had highlighted. Asna, you mentioned economic and social equity. How does the focus on public transport investment address or create potential equity issues?
Transport is inherently a tool for equity, provided it's done right. It offers affordable mobility to low-income residents, the elderly, and those who can drive, connecting them to jobs, healthcare, and education. The key is ensuring the infrastructure doesn't just benefit the wealthy middle district. If the most vulnerable communities is in outer areas get suffer service, the equity goal is misses entirely.
Equity is huge argument for public transport, but shifting investment from building multi-lane highways and parking garage, which primarily benefit vehicle owners, to building quality public transit, cities are redistributing resources to benefit the whole population, not just a segment.
That led us to the practical reality. As now, what are the beginners infrastructure challenge that provide cities for making this transition quickly and effectively?
Invest and costly. Firstly, the initial capital expenditure for new rails lines or dedicated bus lines in massive and often faces political resistance. Secondly, integrating new lines into dense existing urban areas require complex land acquisition and tunneling. Finally, we need skilled planning and maintenance expertise. A city can just buy buses. It needs a functioning, high-tech operation to manage the whole network. These infrastructure problems mean the transition is slow, creating a public gap where private vehicles remain the only reliable option for this.
Is high, but the cost of inaction is higher. The financial burden of traffic congestion, accidents, and air pollution far outweighs the initial investment in modern public transport. We must view the infrastructure challenge not as a barrier, but as a necessary investment for future economic resilience.
In summary, the consensus is the cities must shift the focus of investment toward public transport to tackle congestion, delivery environment benefits, and promote social equity. However, this shift is constrained by hard infrastructure challenge and the need to ensure the network truly serve all residents, including those that are on car today. To wrap up, what is the single most critical element of increasing public transport investment immediately?
What is the most important caveat or prerequisite for this investment to be considered successful? The success hinges on equity and competitiveness. The public transport system must be comprehensive, meaning it covers all areas, operates on necessary hours, and remain affordable, so that people just is willingly over their private vehicles. It must be a cleanly superior alternative.
Excellent. The conclusion is clear. We must invest the public transport, but do so with strategic planning that priorities are sustainability, efficiency, and social justice. Thank you, Ain and Asna, for this insightful debate.